Hello, welcome to the replay. So tonight we are going to be making a banner, little mini banner. Sorry, you know it always starts with me sharing and I'm like, let's see. So we're going to use this little mini banner and we're going to continue with the transfers we've been working with, the little bird series. So let me just, well, I'll leave that on because I'll just explain it. So tonight we're gonna use this one, but we're not gonna do the full size, and then we're gonna use a couple pieces from each of these. I'm not sure if we'll be able to fit that, but I have a plan, which is always good. So, did I share it to, might be sharing it multiple times. Hold on, I share it to the group. There it is. So, oh my god, I am in way too many groups. I probably should go through and delete some of those. Let's see. All right. Someday I'll be able to do two things at the same time. All right, so that is shared in there. So thanks for watching. One more thing, and then I'll start. I'm all like impressed with myself now. How do I pin this? Oops. Never mind. It's there, but whatever. Okay, so that's like all the awkward stuff is the technical stuff. So this is the mini banner. So these are, I'll just put a little marker in here. So it's a 5x7 banner. They're $4.99. You get the little stick that goes through and the little string to hang it. There's also a 9x12 size. I did, the last time I used a 9x12, I actually had painted it / kind of dyed it black and did the typewriter on one side and the bees on the other side, so you can, you know, change the color of these. I did try bleaching one of them, and I mean, it worked. If it was any larger, it probably would have been a little splotchy, but so this is what we're going to work with tonight. I don't think there's anything else in there I need. So let me just grab this. We're going to use the ugly tattered mat, which when I look at it, from your view, it doesn't look so bad, but when I see it, it looks a little, and just because I want to make sure this kind of stays in place while I'm trying to line it up here, so it's just kind of sticking to the mat. You know, don't have to use it, but it makes it so much easier. So if you look, that's like nice and stuck down. It gets, kind of holds the wrinkles out. Let's see. I feel like there's something else I wanted to, I don't know. So the other thing, on these, so I'm using ink, so which means it has to be heat set. But you could use the paste. However, you wouldn't want to like handle it too much, or obviously like wash it, because you know, because it would crack and kind of crumble. But if you're careful with it, you could definitely use the ink. So we're gonna put a little part of the branch. Oh, I like that little piece, but I don't want to go all the way across. But I like that little broken part there. Little branch. But I want it to be more than halfway. Okay, so just gonna push it down. And I just have this here so that the sticky of this doesn't stick to my mat. And I just had my little tape. Oh, I actually put it away. Imagine that. So now this is just like, this is from Couture, but it's just, it does have measurements on it, but it's just washi tape. So I am just using it to make a stopping point for my inking, because I'm not going to ink on this like raised edge, because otherwise the ink will kind of like bump up and just will fight me at that edge. So I'm just going to put that there. So that's where we're going to stop it from going any further. I probably should work this way though. That's all right. So we're going to use the same gray that we used in the pillow yesterday, just on that little part. At least today it's not as, you know, it's such a small thing. You don't have to feel like, you know, like I'm going to get ink like all over it. I'm just going to put a paper towel down to put my little tools as I use them so that I'm not making a bigger mess. Just see. All right. I don't know why this isn't. There we go. Happy I could see if when people come in. So now yesterday when I used this color, I know I had, and this is the same kind of material. It's not quite as thick. I know I had to, you know, press pretty good to make it really be consistent. And we'll do the same thing as we go. We'll kind of check and make sure that we're getting the coverage that we want. Oh, perfect. So I'm just going to put this aside here. What I'm actually doing is sticking them to the edge of the table. When I first started, I would have like this big thing of water, and you know, it would be, you know, a couple inches deep, and throw them in there. I feel like it actually made more work for cleanup than doing it this way. So I just kind of have seen things that other people have done, and it's just made it a lot, you know, a lot easier. Okay, so now we're going to move this one out of the way. Actually going to, let's get rid of this, because that's all we need this one for, I think. Oh, Let me just turn it that way. So now we're going to go down at this end. So now this one, or not even in front of you, what we're going to do, this is another little trick. So we're not going to use the whole thing, so we're going to leave the part that we're not using stuck to the backer sheet. And I'm being really careful not to hit my little piece that I can, hold on, it's not working. It's fighting me. All right, let me just put it this way. Sorry, I have it like off the camera. All right. It's much easier if you have the transfer laying down and you have your your sticky side up to go and then do it. So let me just hold this over here. So what I started doing was I blocked off with that same washi tape, and I'm going to only use, I'm going to make like a little birdhouse. So I'll show you how I block it off in just a second. I'm just going to put this on here. Just going to try to I just need to put it this way so I can actually center it. Or somewhat center it. Okay, that looks pretty good. So we're gonna just press. You wanna make sure, like see right here, it's not really sticking for me, just because it's all that open area and then I don't have the full thing stuck down. So when I ink this part, I need to be extra careful because I'll have to actually hold down on this where I have my placement tape so that I can get a nice crisp edge right here. So hopefully, I feel like it looks centered, but oh, I'm like, again with the tape. So all I did, I just don't want to knock the camera. I didn't think about how this is going to be a little awkward here. All right. So all I did was I just took a little piece and I'm just lining it up right on that line there. So I'm just kind of blocking it off. So I'm making a little birdhouse right here. And I just put my finger right in the branch. So you don't want it, but because it's the ink, it didn't really do anything. It just went on my finger. All right, so now for this color, I was kind of, let's see, I meant to grab a little something to mix. Hold on, I think I have a plastic. One second. I was organizing all my transfers and I had all the extra plastic bags. But I don't know but I kind of moved so much stuff around that now I just don't know where things are yet. Okay, so this is just the plastic that the banner came in, which is fine because we're not putting it back in there. So I'm just gonna use this as my little like mixing tray, you could call it. So I wanted to do the birdhouse kind of green, but I don't really like this green color. So I just want to kind of change it a little bit. So just like with the paste, we can mix colors together. Oops. Okay, well before I do it, I'll push it back down. Like it's you know, it's a nice color, but it's just not what I'm looking for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a little of the green out. Just put it right on here. Let's see. I probably have like 20 of these little stir sticks. And of course I only have one like right here. You just wipe that off. And I want to lighten it a little bit, but I don't want to make it like pastel looking. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of the gray that we used there. And I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to completely mix it either. I want it to be kind of, you know, I don't know, kind of dirty looking. Because we're going to like our other like little birdhouse we made the other day that was smaller. I feel like I still have ink on my hands. So I might need to add a little bit of white. So I just want to kind of tone down the brightness of the color. To make it a little bit, I don't know, almost a little more sage green. Definitely need more. Let me just see if I have, I could use a little squeegee, put some white in there. I mean, once you start mixing the colors, obviously you can't really, can't really save them because you want to put them back into the same container. So I'm not like fully mixing it, so there's still, I don't know how well that, picks up on camera. There's still like kind of like streaks of the white, and it's kind of just a more muted color. Okay, so let me just grab a squeegee. I just keep putting ink on my fingers. I guess this is kind of good too because that sticks. I just need to scoot it a little closer to myself here. Okay. So now I'm just going to make sure it's pressed down really well without air bubbles and without sticking my hand in that again. So again, when I do this part right here, I'm going to just hold this down because it doesn't want to stick because there's not much there to make it stick. The only thing we're in trouble if this isn't enough color. I'm sure it will be. I guess I need to see that. I like just put it right on my finger. Okay. So we're pretty covered. I can't tell if that's the white that's in here or I'll just take off the extra. I'm not going to get rid of any of that yet. Just wiping my fingers off so I don't mess it up. Oh, that's part of the design. Okay. Wasn't sure. Okay. So there's our little birdhouse. I'm just going to lay this right on here until I wash it. Actually, no, I'm going to move it out of the way. Okay. So there's our little birdhouse. Now, the other thing we're going to do is I want to put the little roof and the little perch. Let's see. Let's see how to do this, and it's not going to be a pain. So I'm going to set this piece up the same way. So we'll kind of put it back the way we had it here. Okay. It's just, if I wasn't trying to have it in front of the camera, it would be a little bit less awkward, but this is really easy to do when you're, you know, using portions of transfers. It's a great way to make things that coordinate by, you know, using the different pieces of, you know, the collections or of the transfers themselves. Oops, that's not quite far enough. I'm not really sure. I just don't want to have the... Let's see. So that is our, like here. All right. And then I just want to smooth this out, even though, just so that the top is smooth for us. Smoother than I had it anyway. Okay, so now there are registration marks on here, like if you were doing this on a chalkboard or something, but obviously this is, you know, we're working smaller than the actual piece is here. So we have to just kind of just hold your breath and get it to line up. And you don't want to move it too much because of course we have all the wet ink underneath. So now I'm not pressing all around just because the ink is wet. Now you could certainly wait for this to dry, or you could even wait for it to dry and heat set it. But this is a distressed design, so it's really, if I pull up a little bit, it's not gonna, you know, not gonna matter. I could always touch it up. Okay. So now for this, I think we'll take a little bit of black and add it to this color, just to kind of darken it a little. We're just, you know, whatever, messing around with colors here. Like, not much. That's why I saved this little bit. Of course, with the black, it's not really going to take much. So just gonna kind of dull it down even further. So it's kind of like a gray-green color. And we're just gonna go right over this. And you know what, if you didn't like it, you could go over after it's dry and you heat set it. You could go over after with another, you know, another color. I probably would only go darker. There's a little glob of white right there. I wouldn't go lighter. Let's see, get a little bit more of this here. Oops. So like if this isn't enough contrast, we can always go and, you know, come back over it. Okay. Let's see. It's kind of like a nice, like, army green kind of. Okay. Close this up. Okay, well, that looks really cute. And I'm just gonna take the transfer and like lay it on here until I clean it, just because this is a bigger one. Okay. I wanted to try, I don't think it's not gonna work now that I'm looking at it. I wanted to try and take like the bird head and try to put it in there, but maybe I'll do that on like on something else and then add it to it. Okay, so now this is like a little bit, you know, drab here, so we need to kind of spruce it up. So we are going to go with, where's that pink? The pink from yesterday, from the flowers. I swear I left all my colors out that I was using. Hold on. Oh, I put it away. Okay, so this pink was, it was just like a mix of multiple colors that I kind of, this was a container of white that was almost empty and I just kept adding into it. So we will add some flowers on the branch right up there. So we'll kind of, I think we'll just put one right here. And this one, we'll do it like twice on the ends. But we'll do that in a second. only thing with this, like your sleeve is like kind of sticks to it too. So it's like you move and you're like pulling up the whole project. Alright, so I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I could definitely see it here. And I'm just kind of setting it over that little end of the branch just so that it's attached. And I have that one just kind of touching the branch. Oops, I think it just moved. And then, let's see. Actually, you know what? I think maybe the seam is going to get in the way. So I'm just kind of sticking it back down on the mat. All right, I'm just going to put it again, just so it's just touching, so it's anchored. Oh my gosh, that looks really cute. Let's see. I feel like it lifted some of that color there though. Well, it's just really rustic because it's like right in here. Must have just lifted a little bit. Okay, let's see. I feel like it's missing something. What else? Maybe a little, I don't want to add more green to it though. Well, I'm gonna take, not this string, I just have to wait till I heat set it. So I'm gonna, well, maybe I could use this string, this might work. And I'm gonna attach it like the birdhouse is hanging. So I think that might give it like enough other like interest that it won't feel so like, I don't know, that's so all the same down there. Or I know what we could do. We'll make like little nails for those little spots. Just to add a little, you know, add a little element there. I don't want to use black because I feel like it'll stand out too much. Okay, so I have these little skewers, so I'm just gonna oh, you don't really see it. Okay, maybe we will use black. Hold on. Like, looks exactly the same. See, sometimes you just have to kind of change up your idea as you go. And I'm just gonna dab it on a paper towel just so it's not like a big glob that comes off. Actually, you know what, maybe it's the pointy end. These little skewers are like the best for all different things. And I'll do it along the bottom because on the actual transfer, that's what it has on the bottom where, you know, on the bottom of the whole thing, just like a little nail. It's like that one came out so good. That one Makes the other one look... Oh, of course they're coming out like perfect now. Those are big, like, rusty, crappy nails up there. I just don't want them to look too perfect because that makes the other ones look really bad. Okay. Maybe we'll just... Oh, you know, I might as well just keep going. Why not? Just to kind of give this a little separation. I'm probably going to do this and then I'm going to mess up and be upset. Just makes that kind of pop a little bit more. This is what happens a lot of time when I finish the live and I'm like, oh, let me just do this, and then I post the picture and it's like different from the project that I did. Because sometimes you just kind of, you know, you see it and you're like, Okay. I don't know what that one is a little, oh, because the gray was there. I think that's why it's a little messed up. All right. Maybe I can put a flower there or something. Hide that. I'll put the string right there so the string hides it. Okay, so that is our, oh, look what I did. Shoot. Yep, see? I get carried away. I probably have it, yeah, I have it on my hand, that's why. All right, but I'm gonna try to kind of take that off before I heat set it. So here is our little project. So that is it for tonight. Or maybe I could add, I'll like do some flowers and add them, I don't know. All right, so thank you so much for watching. You know, share the video with your friends. Just, I'd really appreciate it. All right, have a great night. Have a nice rest of the weekend. Hi, Colby.